This chapter is completely crazy. I am very concerned with Ishiro and how wild he is truly progressing things at this point. We see an abundance of different people throughout this entire chapter. We start off with Kaneki, we go to the CCG and how they're kind of breaking down the entire situation on a fly too, if you will, like instantly. Like Hide is just smashing out all these ideas and concepts in his head with what this owl thing is, who's controlling it, and just kind of deciphering basically the Da Vinci's code in his head, which is crazy to me. To end off the chapter, just to put that, the kicker on it, right at the end, we have this incredible matchup between some very, very prolific characters that I know everyone's going to be freaking out about. Everyone's been waiting for this one specific fight, and then the other fight on top of it, because there's two of them, is just unique in itself. And I'll say that for last. I want to start off with the Kaneki and Ayato situation, because as much as this situation is obviously gradually building and it's, getting up in there in its intensity, Ayato and Kaneki's, I guess, relation with one another was a rather sweet moment. It was more so one-sided, if anything, but I think I don't like this situation because it feels so effortless. Like it seems so pointless to me, right? Because I don't know what Ishida is trying to build up for Ayato, whether he's legitimately trying to kill him off or he's making Kaneki feel useless, or I don't know, right? But we have this situation with Ayato where, these monsters have finally come out, filled with toxins and poison, I'd imagine, and then they're like, oh shit, well, no, we need a dip, we need to go lower. So Kaneki and Ayato take off running, and Ayato turns around and he starts fighting them. Now this is fine, but then Ayato turns around and he's like, yo, Kaneki, you need to leave. Like, you can't be here, you can't get injured or anything like that, you need to go. You're the crux of this whole ordeal, you're the only one that can do this. And fair point, alright, pretty much true. But then Ayato stays behind and Kaneki takes off anyway. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, why? Is Kaneki gonna turn around in the next chapter? Because when I was reading, I'm like, this is a troll. Kaneki's not just gonna leave Ayato there. Like, Kaneki has visually witnessed Ayato becoming worse and worse throughout this entire ordeal underground, and then he's just gonna let Ayato face off against Kagane beings or whatever that are filled with poison as well, and just leave him there by himself. Okay? I'm perplexed. I'm like, why? Like, what? Kaneki, like, you know to a percentage what you're capable of. You know that you can heal basically instantly, which is ridiculous. Your Kagane is out of this world to a certain degree. Like, let's showcase what you're capable of. Help Ayato. I understand even if you maybe destroy all of these beings that are in front of you right now, which Ayato is about to do anyway, or at least try, this poison's going to spread in the air, and, Ayato is most likely going to be severely worse than he was before. But I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, I'm hoping there's more to it. I'm hoping there's a logical reason why Kaneki decided to leave Ayato behind in literally the most pointless scenario you could think of. I'm hoping there's more. If Ayato dies to this quote-unquote stupidity, I'm gonna be annoyed. Like, I feel like that's just dumb, what has just happened right now, right? So I'm praying to God, I'm praying to Ishida that there's a little bit more to it, and either Kaneki turns around or he's trying to get an advantage on these beasts or on these monsters or whatever. But with that out of the way, Ayato's not looking good. He's in a fucked situation. He's severely feeling the effects of this poison and the air in itself, and he's not doing good, right? But the connection I was talking about prior, when he was discussing with Kaneki to get out of here, you're the whole point of this, you need to live and survive and everything. He also calls him a shitty brother. It's a different side to Ayato that we haven't really seen before, so I don't know if Ishida's trying to, pull in a little bit of emotion for this death, or the most likely one, which I'm hoping is the case, that Kaneki comes back and shows what type of character he truly is, being the brother that he's meant to be. I did like that small little, I guess, interaction between Ayato and Kaneki, or more so I should say Ayato talking to himself and like, Kaneki, you shitty brother, like, you need to get out of here. I'm in a bad situation, but it's all good. So once again, Ayato puts the world on his shoulders, and I'm hoping that there is more to this situation, which there probably is. So we'll see. It was just very weird how I thought it kind of transpired, and that whole ordeal in itself, I just found it very odd. Moving on from here, we have the complete back and forth of the CCG. We see a lot of different faces: Sukiyama, Matsuki, Yusa, Shao, or whatever her name is, Aura's aunt Aura, and just, abundance of different people throughout the chapter, all kind of working together, I guess, kind of decipher this whole ordeal, because they kind of said that this attack that Al was doing, I'll just call it that from now on, it was like a high density compressed RC attack, I believe is what they call it. Now, I don't know if that translation is going to be different, but basically it's kind of morphed itself at this point. Like, it's kind of changed a lot more, and it's about to do this attack again, and then Matsuki comes along and then wraps the whole thing up. up. So all of these people are kind of just working with each other really well. Like Suzuki is playing defense for once, which is actually pretty interesting to see. He's got the Arata armor out and rocking that pretty heavily. And then we see the Queen squad kind of come through like, oh shit, like, you know, they're making a big deal as well. So I think I really enjoyed that aspect of it, is that it was really nice to see all of these characters come together to take out this massive enemy. Even with all the differences that they have between them or each other or in general, it was nice to see them work together to take out a bigger threat. And I think it showcases how powerful OWL is, because they still can't necessarily kill it. They're kind of just biding time at this point, which is going exactly the way I thought it would, and saying that they're going to take out the controller, the person that is actually manipulating and controlling this OWL, which we find out is well and truly Donato. Now I still don't know the specifics on how Donato is actually controlling OWL, or if it's a fully fledged clone or something like that. I mean, we'll find out sooner or later. Basically, Hide deciphers where this quote-unquote signal is coming from, because there is a actual literal signal that OWL put out before the massive explosion happened. So Hide figured this out. He figured out the suits and how they retreated. He kind of picked up a range system, like, you know, where would be the best place to control this creature from a very safe distance that no one would be able to find. He pinpointed that so quickly, you know, fucking deciphering the Da Vinci Code. Then got on to Hinami and was like, you know, we need to listen for this place. We need to find this spot. I need you to do this for me. So she hones in, kind of listening to absolutely everything from fucking the wings of a butterfly to the Earth's literal rotation. And she pinpoints Donato and the clown's location. It was crazy. It just happened so quickly too, like just flew through all of this. Hide's cracking things out left, right, and center. And to end it off, right, we see the clowns, but the two people that confront the clowns, the two people that were sent to the location to check it out, was none other than AMON, but get this, Renji Yomo. That is right, Renji Yomo has come out to play once again after his weird defeat, but not defeat, of Matsuki and Aura. So far we have a very, very interesting thing. Donato is not specifically controlling this OWL monster, I believe. So I guess it can move on its own. I don't think he has to be like, you know, in his mind or whatever to be able to control this thing fully. So that's going to be interesting to see how, I guess, responsive OWL is going to act at this point. If it's going to be the same or a little bit sluggish, you know what I mean? So I'm interested in that aspect. Even better, we're about to witness the fight between Donato and AMON, which is something we've been waiting for a very, very long time. As well, just to add on top of that, you know, why not? Let's put in another fight at the exact same time. Renji Yomo versus UTA. So the history between all four of these characters is incredible, and the abilities between them is ridiculously high. Like, Donato is pretty powerful. Now, I don't know how weak, quote unquote, Donato may be because of his, I guess, ability to control this OWL, like, because he's putting a lot of effort into controlling OWL, so I don't know if that's gonna, like, kind of portion him off a little bit, so he's a little bit weaker than usual. So it's gonna be interesting to see how AMON faces this situation. I also would love to see AMON's full Kagura again, or a different version of it, or whatever, artificially created, whatever it may be at this point. I just would love to see something massive from AMON, and he may evidently have to do it depending on the other clown's reaction as well, Itori and Nico and whatever. So I don't know if they're just gonna play bystanders or just, you know, watch this fight go down, but so far that's a obviously very important fight, and I'm excited we are getting it, because a lot of people have wanted this for the entire time. Like, you know, AMON versus Donato, it's gonna happen in the future, and we're getting it. The Renji Yomo and Uta fight's weird. Alright, this is the thing that is really, really weird to me. As much as I love Uta as a character, you know, he's completely mysterious. Renji Yomo, he didn't get clapped by Matsuki and Aura, but he did struggle a bit. Now, you could say in Renji's defense that, you know, he wasn't eating properly and, you know, everything in between, but I don't think Renji Yomo can go up against Uta at this point. Now, that's just obviously prejudgment, and I could be completely wrong, so I am excited to see how he fares against Uta, which is, you know, a long history between them as well. They basically ran amok in the 4th Ward many years back, so it's going to be interesting to see the interaction between the fights. And I guess just the happiness that Uta had on his face at the end of the chapter is something we've never really seen before. I guess the biggest thing I want to point out, which from the spoilers a lot of us were talking about it, that Uta's eye looks like it's actually clearing up, his left eye. If you haven't heard about the original One-Eyed King idea that is surrounding Uta, it's quite an old theory, but no one could necessarily connect the story properly, but I tried my best to put all the dots together and see how that went. So if this is, I guess, the beginning of all this, if this eye is literally clearing up and we're about to see Uta with one ghoul eye, then you know everyone's gonna lose their shit. It's crazy to think that that is easily a realm of possibility right now. It just looks like it's clearing up, but you know, I could be wrong. But it's funny to me when I go and look back, right? You know, he says his right eye is the tattooed one, but ever since then, in any sort of art depiction that Ishida has done, he's always covered up that right eye. He puts a hand over it, or he'll close the left one, which would be his tattoo or normal eye, and open up the right one only. And I think about that and I'm like, you know, is he trying to contrast with Kaneki, whereas Kaneki would obviously cover his human eye and have his ghoul eye exposed, where we see a majority of Uta with covering his ghoul eye and leaving his human eye, which was also tattooed. So I think this is very interesting. It's just a small sample of the whole Uta idea being the original One-Eyed King, and if you do find it interesting or you've never heard about it, I have made I think 2 or 3 videos talking about it, so they're quite old. Just look back at my channel and you'll probably find them. But it's very interesting to think that that is definitely in the realm of possibilities now. And that ending off the chapter was incredible, like the biggest cliffhanger you could think of. These crazy fights about to happen and everything's just getting ridiculous. Everything's going extremely quick as well. So that's basically it. I'm very excited to see how Ishida handles everything, because there's a lot of different stuff he's adding right now that he has to obviously pay attention to, like these fights, the Ayato situation and the owl. Like he just keeps adding more stuff into it. So it's going to be a juggle, I believe, for the next couple of chapters until, you know, some characters die or stop fighting or whatever. But I was very impressed with this chapter. Just a lot of big things happening and just really pushing the narrative forward even more. So with that being said, I'm actually going to end the video here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.